Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter, as you are well aware. Our heroes today are going to be Complexity, HF Complexity, playing for the Soviets. And his opponent is going to be reTrop, playing for the Soviets of the Red Army. So we have ourselves a mirror matchup, and once again, this is for Soviets, so very nice. Very nice. I've actually enjoyed the mirror matchups for the most part in this tournament, so it'll be quite interesting. Now, before we analyze the game a little bit, I suppose, we are going to take a look at our players. The highest ranking player in this matchup is going to be Complexity, who again puts us in that interesting situation. Oh, never mind. I was looking at them upside down. No, actually, it is. Okay. He puts us in an interesting situation where his highest ranking faction is not what he's playing. He's actually playing Soviets that are currently ranked on the 500s, whereas his Germans is in the 200s. So again, it's interesting how a choice can be made like that. Like I said, obviously it all depends on the player, his state of mind, and how he feels comfortable. But yeah, I mean, I find it interesting. Maybe only I do, but you know. Anyways, so yeah, that's about it. The seeding for this match was 38 for Complexity, 91 for reTrop. So we'll see how that one pans out. And yeah, not much else to say, but go into the game and check it out. So, interestingly enough, while we were talking, you probably saw that while Complexity went for the usual, which is getting himself conscripts, you know. Even if you are going against Soviets, that's probably what you're going to do. reTrop decided to build himself Tier 2 right off the bat, getting a Maxim machine gun as his first unit, and then following it up with a conscript squad that just hit the field right now. So, it's interesting. I mean, it's not, well, that's something you see every day, right? So we'll see how that pans out. So it is a mirror match, but we're not going to see mirror strategies. We are actually seeing quite a difference right to begin with. So right now we see down here in the southern side of the map, combat engineers engaging against combat engineers. These combat engineers do have heavy cover, even though one of them isn't actually firing. But it is engaging against the combat engineer out in the open, which again has one man back there not firing. Center map, we have the Maxim machine gun jumping into the house against the conscript. The conscripts do not have Molotovs just yet. We have a third conscript squad being produced, so we'll probably expect Molotovs after that, especially since Complexity saw the Maxim machine gun on the field, but it does force away that conscript squad down to 5-man. Not a lot of damage, but it does force it to retreat. Rest of the map, we have the conscripts now pushing in for reTrop into the center of the map. Maxim machine gun getting out of the house, and also going to be used to cap. So very nice. At least reTrop is not going to be using his Maxim machine gun simply to, you know, hold up houses and be defensive about it. Although it doesn't look like the Maxim machine gun is going for the victory point. Ooh, so he's actually going for a pin. I can guarantee that this Maxim machine gun is jumping right here and going this place. Now, keep in mind, the Semoskiy pin, while still doable, it's not as effective as it once was, simply because winter hit. So, in the standard normal version of the map, yes, it's quite brutal, quite deadly, but in this version of the map, remember, you'll have the river frozen. Your enemy can simply move around here and flank you, get Molotovs off, and, you know, push it like that. In the standard version of the map, well, you can't cross the river, so you're forced to rush through the bridge, and yeah, you can see right there, the conscripts decided to simply go up to the north through the left, and avoiding the Maxim machine gun altogether, so nice try, reTrop, I guess I could say, but it's not gonna work as effective as if this was the summer version of it, or spring, or I don't know which time of year it is, but the non-frozen one. So yeah. Okay, AT gun was produced as the 4th unit for reTrop. That I can't help but think is not a wise choice at all. What is an AT gun gonna fight against right now? Nothing. It can use its barrage ability, but a mortar would work just as well. And it's having to retreat in the face of a conscript. So, I don't know. I mean, I know how to. I don't know what to think. I know how I feel about it. I was gonna say I don't know what to what to think or how to feel about this, but I don't like it at all. I don't know. AT gun tried as hard as it can to shoot infantry, not being successful at doing it, and just getting shot by those conscripts. Complexity, still no Molotovs, which is quite interesting. Especially, like I said, since he saw the Maxim, but he is getting himself his own Tier 2, so I can only assume he's probably going to go for a mortar to dislodge that Maxim machine gun. Maxim Machine Gun doing a lot of damage to these, well, actually to the conscripts up north, getting the pin down on those. It was a 2-on-1 situation, but these conscripts are now pinned down, so this conscript squad needs to move down to support. And this conscript squad is gonna die if it doesn't retreat right now. Yeah, it retreats. There it goes. And still no Molotovs. Can't help but think that's a mistake. Complexity should have gotten Molotovs right now. I mean, he has the manpower for it if he wanted to. And done that. But, well, maybe he's actually going for a T-70 rush, which I suppose could also work. It is a gamble, but, you know, it's an option. Flamethrowers on the engineers getting equipped, so at least he has some way of flushing out that that Maxim Machine Gun squad. Conscripts over here do get pinned down and are now down to 3 men, and the Maxim turns its fire against the engineers. Engineers also getting Molotoved and pinned down in the fire, have to retreat, and there they go, barely making it out alive at 2 men. Other conscript squad moves up and continues to shoot, but again, with no Molotovs being produced, not much that can be done. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going for the rush on the T-70 because he is investing in the infirmary, so he's only spending manpower right now. One thing he mind though, he does have Tier 2 already, which means he could get himself a mortar and start dislodging this, but well, we'll see if that happens. Conscripts over here hiding in the brush, just capturing that point. Maxim Machine Gun does set up in this house and will start shooting at the conscripts. Well, actually can't see the conscripts anymore, so they are going to be fine. So reTrop, getting a lot of stuff on the field now. He has 3 conscript squads, Maxim Machine Gun, and an AT gun, while Complexity is still holding at only 3 conscripts. He did build a 4th one, which died, obviously, so he did only build 3, but yeah. Doctrine getting selected for Complexity, and that is the, what is it called? Terror Tactics, yeah. It's the one with shock troops, KV-8, but it also gives you the precision bombing strike and howitzer. You don't see this one used a lot. You mostly see the one with the shock troops, KV-8, and the IS-2. Though that's a little bit more popular of a one. But yeah, Terror Tactics calling themselves some shock troops on the field. Shock troops will help, will win, obviously, very easily against conscripts. And, well, he's having to deal with conscripts. But, yeah. So the AT gun pushes all the way up to the front of Complexity's base. I don't know what... I really don't know what to think about that. But I guess... Anyways, Molotov going down here on these conscripts on this house. Conscripts do end up having to evacuate and will probably end up having to retreat. Infantry shooting at us! This is a very, very bizarre game. I mean, I know it's not something you see all the time because it's a mirror match. But it's almost not even a mirror match because the strategies and tactics being used here are very unique, very interesting, and very weird for the most part. I mean, getting an AT gun as your 3rd unit, who does that? And why? I don't get it. I still don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep getting cut up on that, but I just don't get it. Anyways, the shock troops from Complexity pushing up on the field like a truck, ramming through everything. Down goes the AT gun. The conscripts also falling in the face of the shock troops, having to run away. One of them gets shot as they retreat, and the rest of them make it out alive, just barely at 4 men. The 3-man conscript squad for Complexity did retreating down to 2 men on the retreat. And there is a 1-man conscript squad somewhere on the field. In the center. That's a very risky maneuver there. AT gun did get taken by Complexity, so at least he has himself a free AT gun. And reTrop is rebuilding his AT gun just to have another one, so he's a big fan of AT guns apparently. Conscripts in the center, the 1-man conscript squad having to retreat. Shock troops just mauling that conscript squad to smithereens, down to 1 man on the retreat, taking a lot of damage to those SMGs, but since they are SMGs, unable to do a lot of damage at the distance, and that 1-man conscript squad makes it out alive. Shock troops continue to push forward, so not really, there's no threats on the field for this shock troop right now. Complexity is able to just simply run through the field, killing everything. Maxim Machine Gun is a threat, but the Maxim Machine Gun... Sorry about that, guys. Holy crap, that almost blew out my eardrums. I hate those errors. Oh my god. Almost had a stroke. Sorry about that. Anyways. Shock troops really unopposed is what I was trying to say. There is nothing on the field that can oppose them. The Maxim Machine Gun is an option, but it... where is it? Ah, there it is. It was back at base and barely pulling back into the field. So the Shock Troops do get eventually whittled down to one man, barely, actually cutting very close. But they get out of the field, but they had, what, like 20 or more kills in their first assault into the field? I mean, I don't know of a more successful Shock Troop squad, really. And now Complexity did build himself Tier 3 and is getting his T70, which I would assume is what he was going for. Tier 3 also going down for reTrop, so he could also build himself his own T70 if he wanted to, you know, have a little bit tank-on-tank action. But he is a little bit further away from the tank than Complexity. Complexity is about to pop it into the field, and reTrop still needs a little bit more fuel to be able to produce it, so a little bit of a disparity there, which just simply means that Complexity is playing the better game right now. Even though he did lose some stuff, he has pulled back into the game because of his doctrine choice. Anyways, conscripts getting Molotov by other conscripts. Still no Molotovs on the field for Complexity because he is going for that rush. And the T70 is now on the field. Let's keep an eye on that guy. Put a little bit of a hotkey on it and check back on him as soon as we can. And there we go. T70 runs straight into the conscript. The conscript will probably throw an 18-8 at it. I can only assume that reTrop spent the resources. No, well, those conscripts are getting mauled by the T70. They're going to try to jump into the house. The AT gun takes a shot at the T70, misses the first shot. T70 continues to shoot at the conscript and backs off. Takes a nasty shot at the frontal armor by the AT gun and is now going to back off out of the field. Did do a lot of damage to that conscript. What nasty barrage there by the stolen gun by Complexity. Nails two of the men on the AT gun, and the conscripts continue to push forward, trying to get some shots. The Shock Troops now hitting the field, executing a conscript squad for reTrop. A very nice shot there by the barrage, still shooting, nails those conscripts on the retreat, and the AT gun is now in a very difficult position, down to 2 men. The T70 is actually chasing the conscript foot because it knows that the Shock Troops can finish it off. The conscripts are now essentially toast. Maxim machine gun also getting shot by both the flamethrower engineer and the T70, gonna get itself killed. There it goes, and the T70 is now the king of the map. Shock Troops also doing pretty well, 25 kills combined. That's very nice, but the T70 got itself 11 kills also on its first attack, so very nice. Now, a combat engineer would be the ideal thing to have right next to this tank and get repairs. Could also spend some munitions and use the crew repair, but with the combat engineers nearby, there's really no need. And now we also see that reTrop got himself his own doctrine, and that is the urban defense tactics, which is a very interesting choice. So it means he has the standard AT gun and the light AT gun, the M42 45mm AT gun. So obviously that gun does a lot less damage than this one. This is 176mm, but it is, you know, quite capable. I haven't actually checked the commanders that we're gonna be getting on the patch that, well, at the time of casting this, hits us tomorrow. But I'm hopeful that we can actually get this little AT gun on a non-premium doctrine, but maybe we don't. Anyways, conscripts over here in the north getting assaulted by veteran C2 conscripts and a combat engineer with flamethrower, so they're forced to retreat. They'll take some shots by the AT gun as they retreat, but you know, it's an AT gun. It is a light AT gun, which I think is a little bit better at killing infantry, but still, it's an AT gun. It's not as great. T70 getting some repairs, and we now see fear propaganda artillery getting called in somewhere in the map. There we go, pops right on top of everything over here. What does it actually do? There you go, pins down those conscripts, very nice. And allows the Shock Troops to just simply chase down that light AT gun and clear it out. I have not actually seen fear propaganda used, ever. So it's very interesting. I would have assumed simply by, you know, by its name that it would have the same effect as fear propaganda from Vico, where it is essentially a forced retreat of any units in the area. But that's quite an interesting one. It has a very nice, dramatic little effect, and it pins down whatever squads are there, so quite nice. A perpetual pin down for like, what, it was 10 seconds maybe? AT gun pushes into the center. It's getting shot by the other AT gun barrage. Nice shot there by Complexity's AT gun. Almost clearing out reTrop's AT gun. There it goes. Nice shot goes in, and down goes the AT gun. T-34 now on the field for Complexity, and it's probably going to go straight into reTrop's base. and start going to town on everything. T70 over here on the north, just shooting at everything. T34 on the field for reTrop as well, so T34 and T34 battles. It's going to be quite interesting. Needs a little bit more support, maybe a conscript with an 18-8, but we still have no 18-8s on the field for complexity, which is a gamble, but might pay off. T34 over here, complexity trying to draw the T34 for reTrop into the field. The AT gun moves forward and is going to support the T34 of complexity. Complexity T34 shoots at reTrop C34, and the AT gun sets up in an angle where it can actually shoot the base MG and takes it out, which means the front of the base is open for complexity to just simply rush his infantry in there. Conscripts on the field for complexity, just recrewing all the weapons that they can, getting themselves some free stuff, and, well, getting it back on the field. T70 though gets taken out by reTrop with its T34, so nice pickup there. Second T34 on the field now for complexity, so that means that reTrop is dead. That T34 can simply move around, and both T34s can kill one T34 because it's just a numbers game. It isn't Panzer IV versus T34s, it's T34s versus T34, so numbers win. And yeah, I mean, reTrop is far away in his fuel income from being able to build another T34. He can get himself another AT gun if he so desires, whether light or the standard CIS gun, but I somehow feel that's not going to be enough. Combat engineers against combat engineers, and mines getting laid down in the center, and this is complexity's mine, so they, tank running through here could run into it. And the T-34 is going to push into the base, start working on the other bunker. This bunker is now open, so the Maxim machine gun is able to just simply set up in front of the base with an AT gun following up, 2 AT guns in fact. And there's another AT gun moving over to the left-hand side. So T-34 over here poking, kind of forcing a response from reTrop. The complexity's T-34 goes for the rams on the T-34, but fizzles out on the engine as soon as it gets close. A little bit too far away. Conscript still no 18-8s, so unfortunately this T-34 is unable to seal the deal, but the damage has actually gone down quite effectively, and this T-34 will lose, while this T-34 over here continues to work on the base. So yeah, flamethrower getting picked up by conscripts will give them an edge. This base machine gun doing a lot of damage, but the AT gun's moving up. This one moved up to support the T-34, but the T-34 is now fine. And reTrop is building himself a AT gun, trying to fend off from those tanks, but with shock troops inside his base, clearing out his infantry. Not a lot that reTrop can do about it. AT gun does pop into the field and might be able to get some shots off on those T-34s. But like I said, the shock troops are pushing forward. They're now veteran C2, which increases their accuracy. And reTrop says, okay, I know, I'm dead. So yeah, very nice game there by complexity. Well, it was a good game by complexity. Not as good as I would have wanted for a mirror match. I wanted a very, back and forth mirror match, duking it out. But it was different strategies, like we saw reTrop open with tier 2. So even though it was a mirror match, it wasn't mirror strategies, which led it to a little bit of a lopsided match, which eventually complexity managed to win out. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.